Welcome to the Harmony Channel. I'm Jason Whitlock, your host. Thank you for joining me. Shemeka Michelle joining me as well. Shemeka, I know we both have seen the video from the Cincinnati Jazz Festival of the young man, not the young man, the man and his wife getting brutalized. Let's get the audience up to speed. For those of you that haven't seen it, let's play the clip. Starts a fight with him. Then the next thing you know, there's a mob of people, uninvolved people, kicking, punching the man. This is way over the top. And then I think his wife gets knocked out. People that tried to stop it end up getting beaten and jumped. And there's too many of these videos going around. There's another, this is several men that got beaten and jumped by a mob of what appears to be young black men. I wouldn't be talking about this today if we weren't seeing a constant or a steady stream of these types of videos. And tomorrow I'm going to get at the sports aspect of this and talk about what's going on with high school athletes. But today I just want to deal with this jazz festival deal, because I've seen some people try to rationalize or justify this level of violence toward the man and his wife. Well, you saw what happened, and he pushed, he started it. Shemeka, that's ridiculous to me. The level of attack on this man, completely unjustified.
Definitely unjustified. When they tried to show the video of the guy in the red being pushed and acting as if that was justification, I wouldn't even have a problem if the guy in the red had so-called defended himself, because I don't have a problem with men defending themselves when they feel like another man has wronged them. But for all of these people to jump in, and it wasn't just men jumping in, there were women jumping in as if they were men, trying to throw their fists up like they were squaring up at the same time. And I just thought this looked like a bunch of untamed gorillas just going wild in the street. And I don't see how anyone could justify that. I saw people saying, well, there was a mob of white people who did this to blacks, and saying it was the KKK. We are so far removed from that I don't understand how that's justification. I was on X about 15 minutes yesterday, and I had racial fatigue. All I saw was black versus white, white versus black. And the thing that really frustrates me is Jesus, a lot of these people are supposed to be believers. Jesus said, my mother and my brother are those that follow God. And so that's supposed to be the tie that binds, but yet we're so focused on skin color, something that's not even mentioned in the Bible. So I see so many people saying we don't have to forgive racists. Well, if you're a believer, you do. And if these people haven't proven themselves to be racist, like, what is the point? I don't even understand what they could have said to deserve this. Even if it was the N-word, it's not like it's something we haven't heard. And a word doesn't hurt you. We grew up saying sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Yet we see so many times people act out over words. And I just don't get why there's so much animosity. Black people don't want to be equal, it seems. They want to get revenge. And when we see all of this hatred, They want to get revenge for something they didn't even experience.
It's we've been so programmed with a victimhood mentality and entitlement mentality, and then a matriarchal emotional culture that I've really reached the conclusion when I see these videos, and then when I see the people defending these videos, I'm like, this is a demonic spirit. This is, again, this is some sort of, again, we called it mass psychosis during COVID, but there is a mass psychosis going on with Black people that it's like the videos are bad enough, but it's the comments, the defense of the videos that probably make me even more sick and just wondering, like, is this fixable? Is it, have we gone so far that it's not even fixable? And then when I just see the reluctance. I know that you hear stories about the 1930s, 40s, and 50s in particular, where eventually white people as Christians had to start chiming in and defending and objecting to what the KKK or racist people were doing to Black people. And so white people in their churches started speaking against it. And I think we need the exact same thing from Black churches in terms of starting to speak against this and calling it to attention, because there's, I don't know what the consequences are going to be, but there will be severe consequences to this type of anti-white bigotry, and I'm concerned about the people that can't muster the courage to speak against it because they feel like they're being disloyal to Black people.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any hope in the so-called Black church. These are the same people that stand up and push abortion. These are the same people that have homosexuals leading the choir. I don't have any hope that they're actually going to say, hey, this is not about skin color. This is about good versus evil, right versus wrong. I have no faith in them in being able to help lead anyone. It's the channels such as yours, such as mine, us going out, being able to speak something without somebody being beholden to someone, feeling like we have to appease Black people and being afraid, oh, if we don't say what they like, they're not gonna invite us to the cookout. I don't even care about the cookout anymore. This is about good versus evil. And I just don't think the church or the so-called Black church is in any position to speak out. I don't think they have a desire to do that at all. And when it comes to whether or not there's hope, of course, if you are a believer, then you understand that Jesus saves. Thankfully, I don't, because I would leave so many people behind. I'm just sick of it. But I don't have a lot of faith that there will be a lot of people to make the change, because people are so they're happy with the victim mentality. They're happy with pointing the finger and blaming someone else and just having a bunch of excuses. Excuses that we understand are tools of the incompetent, but it shows how many people are just simply incompetent and don't want to do better.
We talked a little bit about this last week, but it's worth revisiting. Every time I see one of these videos, I sit there and say, yeah, I see why they want to build whites only communities, and it I got to be honest. I'm sitting there like, if this becomes a trend, where do I go? If there's going to be a segregation movement on both sides, where do I go? Because for the end, it's about shared values, and I just got to be. I don't want to be around the music that they call. Every time I see one of these carnival videos, and there's typically some Black woman. Yeah, they don't be playing our music. They don't do that no more. That's how bad Carnival is against Black people. They don't be playing our music. And I'm like, why would I go on a cruise and want to hear that profanity and the cursing and just everything that comes along with it, a mentality that comes along with it? The things that y'all are defining as black, I don't want to be associated with. I, that's again, this is why the reemergence of segregation. I'm no country for old men, or was it no old men for old country? Or I don't. Where do I go?
I'm asking the same question, Jason. Where would I go? Because there are so many people saying, oh, we could just do what we did before and come together and build our own towns and have our own banks and insurance companies. And, I live in Durham, North Carolina, where W.E. Du Bois praised Durham for the so-called black excellence here. But I don't think we have the same crop of people that we did then. I think the original segregation really crippled us as black people because we were so, like Boy said last week, just, I'm fighting to be in these white spaces that we didn't then say, I'm going to be the best doctor, the best engineer. I'm going to have the best plumbing company. I don't like Aunt Jemima. I'm going to make a black syrup, a black pancake product. We don't like Uncle Ben's on the rice box. Let us put out our own brand of rice. We don't do that. We look at Terrence Williams, who came out with his own pancake brand, and people are actually calling him a coon for it, talking down to him for it, saying, oh, why would we buy your pancakes? Well, you complained that a black woman was on the pancake box, but yet we have a black man who has started his own pancake company, but we put him down. I don't think we have the same crop of people that we did during the initial segregation that I would even want to be segregated. I'm not interested at this point because from what I'm seeing produced from the matriarchy, a lot of emotional men who don't want to be women, a lot of women who think they're men. I don't want to be a part of that. I can't really see myself or my children thriving in that type of community with the type of people that we have produced from really just grabbing hold to feminism and letting it run rampant in the black community.
It's for someone my age, and I know you're much younger, but I think about my dad's bar, the Masterpiece Lounge, and and Jimmy's J Bar J before that. They were my favorite places on earth. I mean, I loved those people. Going to the Masterpiece Lounge and spending the whole day barbecuing and playing cards, having a cocktail or two, listening to my uncle and my dad and dog and baby John and just all the, I loved them. And they're being replaced by people that I don't want to be around. And I love the music that was played, the Al Green, the Bobby Blue blend, but I don't want to listen to this curse field. I want to F you. All it's I can't believe in my lifetime I went from the Masterpiece Lounge being my favorite place on earth to like, no, I don't want to be around them. Being from Indianapolis, Cincinnati's Jazz Festival, big deal in Indianapolis. It's only a 90-minute drive from Cincy to Indianapolis. And looking at this video and then going down the rabbit hole, and my brother lives over in Mason in Cincinnati, Ohio, Mason, a suburb right outside of Cincinnati. It's like the Jazz Festival now has a reputation for being overrun by thugs like this. And it's like we can't even socialize together, let alone build community together. And so I guess we'll just get jealous of the white folks that like, man, I'm gonna go do my own little community and keep you Negroes out. And I guess we'll just be jealous and sitting around going, damn, how can I get in? Can if my daughter will clean your house, can you let us? Anyway, Shemeka, I'm gonna give you the final thought, and then we're gonna be done with this.
Yeah, there was a time that I loved just being around Black people. I went to all Black schools coming up. The movie The Best of Enemies was based on the story here in Durham, how we were kind of late to integrate schools. So in the city and where I was from, that meant the elementary school, middle school, high school was predominantly Black. I think I went to school with 6 white people in high school, and they weren't even there at the same time. And I mean, ninth through 12th grade. So there was a time when it wasn't an issue. I went to all Black schools. I went to a Black church. My neighborhood was Black, but it was also full of love. It was safe. I talk about how I could go to my neighbor's house, walk right in, and go into her freezer and get an ice cream sandwich. That was how life used to be. So when people say, "Oh, when was America ever great?" For me, that's when America was great. When you could walk outside without having to worry about being shot. I could walk to school and back from school and it was fine. My kids don't live in that same America. And I can say, because my grandmother is in that same neighborhood, it's not the same. It's not safe. My uncle was murdered 2 years ago in his 60s because he opened the door for someone who was saying they needed help. So for people to say we can just segregate and things will be fine, no, thank you. I don't want any part of what I'm seeing produced now. It's not what it used to be then.
Shemeka, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. That's it, and that's all for us today. We'll see you tomorrow.
Up so divided, stop fighting and stand tall. We used to be a nation, one united. Now we're headed for downfall.